from him.
He might be licking his wounds because Georgia took a butt whipping.
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
Hey, Steve.
Let me find. All right, so that's live. We are live on YouTube. And let's preview the broadcast and go live on Periscope. Sean says he's just not going to make it. Running behind here. His picks are coming.
And he's going to send them in individual text. Only Sean.
And he's not going to use CBS Sports as his guideline. All right, we are live on
Big Bears fans, Steve says. You guys are having a great year, Steve. Great year.
You are having a good year. You are having a very good year. So I think it's just going to be you and me, Gerald. Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 13 of Pigskin Pickem. I am David Vaughan, and my cohort on the other side of the screen is Gerald Dubois. There's normally four of us. Well, I say normally. There's supposed to be four of us. Sometimes it works out that way, and then sometimes people have to travel. There really ain't nothing to go travel to, so I'm not sure why Sean's going where he's going. That being said, Sean decided to throw in his picks. I don't know if he got all of them, but I'm sure we'll find out. And the other one is the young Jedi, Morgan J. Ingram, and he's probably off doing something inspirational, at least to him. Welcome, everybody. You can join us we're using the GetVokl platform to come live to everyone. And well, I'm glad he defined that one greenly. I wasn't sure which one that was. Let me pull up my charts and my stuff for. There's that. I'm just missing. It's somewhere on my desktop. I couldn't tell you where I put it, Gerald. I've lost my pick sheet. Well, wow. Oh, there it is. All right.
Oh, wow.
I got it. Ready to get going, Gerald? Gerald.
Okay.
Gerald. Did we lose Gerald? Gerald froze on.
Say again?
Okay. I was asking if you were ready to get going.
Yes, let's get rocking and rolling, man.
You and me. And we'll get the rest of the guys' picks. We got Sean McKenna's picks coming in. By the way, if anybody needs a website built, reach out to one of us and we can get you in touch with Mr. McKenna. Apparently he does websites. First game up is the Baltimore.
He's pretty good at it.
Do I know?
I said he's pretty good at it.
I'll take your word on it. The first game up, I don't have a website. I can't tell you whether he's good or he's not.
I'm a refresh, man.
First game up is the Baltimore Ravens hosting the Atlanta Falcons and their uncertainty of which quarterback they're supposed to be facing. This game has got Atlanta -2.5. And so let's go down. First off, as far as I can tell, as to what's been announced, Flacco did not practice on Wednesday. I don't know what happened to reporting whether he practiced all the other days, but he did not practice on Wednesday. Apparently, he still got his hip injury going on, so it looks like we're going to be having the rookie Lamar Jackson, even though Coach John Harbaugh got a little testy with reporters when trying to answer some of those questions. And then we got some of the other rookies coming out. One in particular was Gus Edwards. Merged as a playmaker, ran for more than 100 yards over the last two games, and the Ravens have averaged 5.3 yards per carry over that stretch. I'm guessing that's pretty good. But with that, the spread on this one is Atlanta -2.5. way this works, folks, is usually there are 4 of us, and the person in last place of our group goes first unless it's their team. And my goal this year was to be in last place the entire thing, and I think I'm holding on to that, especially since there's only 2 of us, and I know who's in first place. So with that being said, my first pick for this Sunday at 1 is going to be Baltimore. Going with them. Just can't see that the tennis player Crying Ryan is going to be any better than he has been. -2.5 is a really small spread, even though they are hosting. I reported that incorrectly, too. I said Baltimore was hosting Atlanta. Atlanta is hosting Baltimore, so my apologies there. They will be in the Mercedes Dome.
Or at Atlanta.
One of the reasons for my pick on this one, Georgia. What happened? What happened to you last night? You had a lead, and then you just gave it up to the Crimson Tide. They rolled all over you. My pick's Baltimore. Gerald? Oh, Gerald disappeared on me. So now it's just me. Well, let's look at what Mr. McKenna's pick was for this one. We haven't gotten the picks in yet from the young Jedi, Morgan J. Ingram. So, Morgan, if you are watching, you know what? Let's go. So Morgan's pick is Atlanta, and Sean's pick is Atlanta in this one. That's really no surprise. Atlanta is Sean and Morgan's team. So with that being said, and we need to get Gerald back. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing this all by myself and talking about stuff, and you get the pleasure of me. So we'll see how that works. Gerald. See if his internet died. How much? Let's read a little bit more on this game. How about that? Ravens' resurgent running back has helped the defense. Past 2 games, Ravens have run more than 200 yards and dominated time of possession. Baltimore is going to look to keep the Falcons, who are ranked 7th in the NFL with an average of 400 yards per game, off the field as much as possible, and that will be key. Baltimore has the league's #1 overall defense, but it will face a bigger challenge. Falcons 4-7. That puts them in 3rd place in the NFC South, right underneath my Carolina Panthers. And, of course, the Saints, who lost Thursday, are, anyway, #1. But the Falcons have lost 3 straight games since a 3-game winning streak. So if you want to go by that, and Baltimore won last week, you're only as good as your last game. And that's really all it boils down to. No matter what we talk about, no matter what stats anyone presents to you, you're only as good as your last game. But Atlanta's going to find it really difficult to run the ball against Baltimore's defense, which ranks 1st against the rush in the NFL. They do. So you got to look at stats and everything of that. The big question mark is going to be the offensive line, which is ineffective in advancing the running game and protecting Ryan a week ago. There you go. Quinn made it a focus this week. Let's see if Coach Quinn had any luck in doing that. All right, I am going to move on to the second game. Again, folks, I apologize for it just being me and you being stuck with me. I don't know what happened to my co-host, Gerald. Hopefully he'll be back. Next game up. Chicago Bears are traveling to the New York Giants. I'm going to refresh this real quick because it looks like it hasn't been confirmed, but it does look like Mitch Trubisky, who was out with a injury, I believe, the past 2 weeks, the Carolina alum, is going to be out. So the Bears, without Mitchell Trubisky, won their Thanksgiving Day win over Detroit. Chicago's got a 5-game winning streak and sits atop the NFC North. Chase Daniel. Is he going to be the person that steps in? More than likely so. Let's see if we can find anything up on no, the Giants. Giants must figure out how to get the offense back on track against Chicago. Giants 3-8 had a 2-game winning streak, snapped in last weekend's loss to Philadelphia 25-22. New York scored 65 points in wins over San Francisco and Tampa Bay, but the Eagles ground to a halt. But the offense ground to a halt after building a 19-3 lead over the Eagles. So, yeah, what's going to happen with the Giants with Eli Manning? Was the 2-game winning streak that they had just a fluke? Personally, I think it was. But they do have some power hitters in there. My pick on this game is going to be Chicago. The spread on this one is the Giants plus 3.5. And honestly, I believe that will be a little low. I think this will be a little bit higher scoring game. So my pick for the Chicago-New York Giant game is Chicago. Go Bears. Whether Trubisky's there or not. Sean's pick for this one is going to be Chicago as well. Still don't have Morgan's picks. And Gerald is still MIA. I'm not sure what happened to him, so we're going to move on to the next game. That's right, folks. The third game up. Keep pounding Panthers. We're traveling down to Tampa Bay to go take on the Buccaneers. And let's see what's going on here. This is Tampa Bay's plus 3.5 on this one. Now, the Panthers lost last week. Again, you are only as good as your last game. I am a Panthers fan. I'm always a Panthers fan. I'm always going to pick the Panthers. They're my team. Unless, anyway. So the Panthers right now 6-5, but we've still got 4 games remaining against NFC South components. That's right. This is one of them. So this is a divisional game. The other games that we have coming up, we get to visit the Saints twice, once at home, once in the Dome. And we get to go visit the Falcons. Actually, I think the Falcons come and visit us. Either way, we've got a big month coming up. Gerald's back. Gerald, I'm going to unlock that seat so you can grab it. And I see Bobby's in the audience as well. So welcome, Bobby. How you doing? Thanks for being here. Gerald's coming back on. Let's see if Baltimore Internet or Washington Internet or Northern Virginia Internet.
All right, we're back.
See him. I see him.
We are back.
Well, Bud, you I didn't know whether you were coming back or not, so I've kind of gone on solo.
Okay, no
and done some picks. But let's get caught up on a few things. So we went through the Ravens and the Ravens visiting the Falcons. As I stated, I mistakenly said that the Ravens were hosting. They are not. They are traveling. Anything on that game there, Gerald, that you want to mention or just give your pick?
Atlanta's been bad at home since they've been in the new stadium, but I think they're really desperate here. I like the fact that Flacco's not playing, so that makes Baltimore a better choice to me than normal. But I got to give it home. I just got to give them the edge.
All right, so Gerald is going with Atlanta. Sean went with Atlanta. No idea on Morgan, and I took Baltimore. Atlanta's run game is running up against the number 1 defense against the run. Lamar Jackson is a wild child. There's really no way to prepare for him. I don't care how much film you have because there's not that much film on the guy. And so I'm Baltimore all the way. And you're only as good as your last game. The next game I had was Chicago versus the Giants. The spread on that one is the Giants plus 3.5. And I took Chicago on that one. Trubisky is out, it looks like. So Daniel will be in, but that's okay. They've won the last 2 games with Daniel in there. That's pretty impressive to win your games. with your backup, as long as it's not tragic.
Hey man, you all were going Fitz magic crazy early this year. I just never trust that guy.
Magic was on fire until he turned to Fitz tragic, which is actually kind of what you get with Fitzpatrick. He's not consistent, and that's why he is a backup, and he's not that great of a backup. Giants are 3-8. Had that horrible loss last week after they blew their 19-3 lead over the Eagles. And so yeah, only as good as your last game. My pick on this one, Chicago. Sean's pick is Chicago. Gerald, what you got for us?
I'm also going Chicago. I don't trust the Giants defense to be able to hold up. I mean, Chicago has a decent run game. Their defense is stout. So I don't see Saquon having a phenomenal game today. And Eli, yeah, it's time to retire, buddy.
Yep, I agree with that one. And I was lamenting over the next game, waxing poetic. Panthers traveling down to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is plus 3.5 on this one. And we've fallen to 6-5. We've got to pick it up. We've got 4 divisional games. This is the first one this month. But I'm a Panthers guy, so I'm going Carolina. And that's about as far as I got on that. Sean is bringing the curse. He's taking the Panthers as well.
Well, at least you didn't get Jedi Jinx. We got to wait to see Morgan's picks because the Jedi Jinx is real for everybody that doesn't know.
Well, I will say that we definitely I know Funchess is listed as more than likely, I think is what I saw. Although he is still dealing with his back injury, so his play may be limited, but that's all right. Funchess isn't a number one guy. McCaffrey's done well. He was pretty much the team last week, but they've got to do some more, and especially our defense. We're going up against Winston, and yeah, anyway. Your pick on that one's Carolina or Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close game, man. I know you guys need to win, so I know you're going to be fighting hard. I think Winston's fighting for his NFL life too, but I don't see them pulling this out, so I got to go with Carolina. I mean, because Winston he's almost at that bust point right now. And if he doesn't steady the ship, by next year, this guy will be sitting on the bench and maybe out of the league in 2 to 3 years. And the kid has the talent. He's just got to put his head into the game. He's another head case.
He is. He does. And I agree. All right. Next game up. The Indianapolis Colts are traveling to Jacksonville. I'm sorry. The borderless Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes.
But Jacksonville is still plus 4.5. Kessler is going to be the quarterback, if I'm not mistaken, for Jacksonville.
Well, it's not a huge upgrade. I mean,
it's not. It's not. You know, and even with Pickem Bortles, Fumble Bortles, whatever you want to say, the Colts, they've come back a little bit. Luck's actually playing a little bit better. But I think the big thing about this is Jacksonville's defense just hasn't been this year what it was last year. And so I don't see Jacksonville pulling this one out. The spread is, oh my gosh, it went up. It's now 4.5 against Jacksonville. So my pick on this one's still going to be Indy. Sean's pick for this one is Indy.
I agree with my brothers here. We can't use the hashtag anymore. We had started the hashtag damn Bortles. Bortles is finally set down, but now the new hashtag is damn Jags. No, thank you.
Well, the other thing is I'm still keeping the damn Bortles because, as far as I know, he's not been removed from the stadium, so he'll still be on the sidelines. He can still have that negative influence. Damn Bortles. Jacksonville, why did it take you this many games to sit there and say, we just need to put Bortles out? I guess you just had to be proven. But more than likely, except for, again, we don't have Young Jedi's pick, so we'll see where he goes with that one. And then on to the next one. By the way, folks, this is week 13. All buys are done and gone, so we've got full schedules to go. Lots of football to watch today, including the Buffalo Bills with Allen, I'm assuming, as the quarterback, traveling down to Miami. And we're not going to bring up the wave. The Bills are 4-7. The Dolphins are 5-6. And Miami still got -3.5 as the pick on this one, I think, simply because they're at the home. And the huge inconsistency of Buffalo going on. Getting turnovers, and it's a shame. We're in the plus. We block a punt, do all these types of things, and then they don't come out with a win against the Colts. Yep, that's right. That's the Dolphins for you. 7 of the last 10 games against Miami, Buffalo has won. My original pick for this one was Miami. I'm going with Allen and company. My pick on this one's Buffalo.
Is Tannehill back? That's my question, because
Tannehill's in. As far as I know, I didn't see anything about Tannehill not being a quarterback. Yeah, they're not saying anything about Tannehill being out. So Tannehill is in. Sean's pick on this game is Buffalo. Maybe I should change.
It's at Miami. I'm going Miami.
It is at Miami. And once again, no pick from Morgan. Wonder where he's at. Hope he's all right. Let's move on to the next game, unless you got anything you want to pick up on this one. Want to ride the wave?
Yeah, I'm going.
Oh, you are. You are riding the wave. That's right. Okay, you're riding the wave. Gerald's riding the wave, everyone. This is going to be, you know what? If nothing else, this will be a game to watch. See Gerald get up on a board. That being said, let's go on with the next game, where we got Baker Mayfield, Wonder Boy extraordinaire for the Cleveland Browns. Let's see who he insults this week as an ex-coach. Traveling down to Texas to go play the Houston Texans. Texans are -5.5. They are coming off some records here, including their win last week over Tennessee. Houston's 8-3. They set a league. They were the first team in league history that has won 8 in a row after opening the season with 3 straight losses. So they have really, really brought it back up. They're, tell you, they did all their losses in the beginning. They're fighting all the way up. I guess the biggest news about this one was, or the biggest question was going to be, is big boy Watts. Was he going to be active? Apparently he got a little hurt last week. And Watts is in the game. Mayfield better watch out, because Watts is going to be a powerhouse against that one. And my pick on this one is Houston. Sean's pick on this one was Houston. Gerald, it's all over to you.
You know, I've been an advocate for Cleveland this year. They are much improved. I like the fact that Baker is a gamer, but so is Deshaun Watson. and Deshaun Watson is the better team right now. So I have to go with Houston.
All right. Just a note, I think anything was an improvement for the Browns, not necessarily Mayfield. I mean, they did lose everything last year, so.
Well, but you have to look at the quarterback play. I mean, literally every time I've picked them, pretty much they've shown up this year against the Jets. When everybody picked the Jets, they put Baker in. They were down 13. They come back and win. The kid just has something about.
Well, he's new. He's a rookie, and if anybody ever listens to me, they always know rookies are great to watch, but I don't give much credit to them until their second and third years. That way, people know what to watch for. But he is good. He's done well. I think Cleveland's done well as a whole. I think the coaching changes were probably were definitely needed. Not that I'm siding with what Baker Mayfield said in his post-game press release last week. I thought that was there was a lot of shade there, Jackson, but you know.
Well, it was just very immature. I mean, again, he's entitled to his opinion about, like how he feels about seeing his old coach directly with the division rival.
Yep.
But for him to literally be thinking this man should not go and try to work is stupid. So it's two sides to that coin. Is he right for having that feeling? Yeah, the competitive nature. You were just our coach. You were just in our locker room, and now you're across the field. No, I don't want to shake your hand because I feel like you might be telling them stuff about it. But for him to say, I don't feel sorry for anything I said, for him to talk about the competitive side, yes, that's fine. But for him to address where that man should work is wrong. That's all.
He was young. He'll learn.
He'll learn.
Next game up is the Denver Broncos traveling to Cincinnati. Cincinnati is plus 4.5 on this one.
That's because AJ Green came back. That's why. AJ's been out. That's the only reason that the spread is that.
That is true. That is true. Dalton has been placed on injured reserve with his thumb injury. Driscoll is going to be the quarterback. Case Keenum's done kind of well. I don't really have too much to say about this game. I think
yeah, it's not much, is it?
I don't even see anything mentioned about AJ Green. He is still out, right?
Well, I know AJ. I saw it last week that he was saying. Well, earlier this week he was saying he's definitely going to play, but I didn't know that Dalton was done. So, yeah.
That being said, my pick on this one's Denver. Sean's pick is missing. Or am I not seeing it?
Of course it is.
Chicago, Carolina, Houston, Los Angeles, Buffalo, Tennessee. Who's in this game? Denver and Cincinnati. Nope, it's missing. Sean's pick is missing.
He always misses the game.
Yeah.
So, I got to go Denver here. I don't even know who the quarterback's going to be for Cincinnati.
Driscoll.
I can't.
And that's all I can tell you is the guy's name. And the only reason I know that is because it's on the screen in front of me. And he came in after Dalton went out last week.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, no, it was his
Definitely
first
Denver.
pick. Sean's taking Denver. That was the first thing he threw in there. My bad.
Cool. No sweat. Next game.
And you were taking who? Denver?
Yeah. I don't even know who the quarterback is for Cincinnati. I can't know.
Next game up is the Los Angeles Rams traveling to Ford Field to go play the Detroit Lions. This game has got the Lions at +10.
This is a trap game.
And
this is a trap.
Yeah, this could actually, you know, the Lions, Stafford, everybody on there. This could be a turnaround game for the Rams. I mean, the Lions. Lions are 4-7. The Rams are 10-1. The only team left in the league at 10-1, thanks to that loss by the Saints, who are now 10-2. So the question is, will the Rams get this handed to them? And honestly, I think it's going to come down to the red zone. The Rams, while they've been doing really well this season, I mean, they do have the record to show it. Their red zone conversions have not been the greatest. They have done more 3 points than they have touchdowns. And Detroit has got a pretty good defense in the red zone. But that being said, I just don't see the Lions, and that makes me sad to say, pulling this one out. I'm taking the Rams. Sean's taking the Rams.
We don't have young Jedi here to wax poetic about Jim Bob Cooter, but I really, really, really am afraid of this game because I truly feel like this could be an upset easily. But I'm gonna rock with the Rams too, just because they are the better team. But yeah, it's those type of games where teams get upset. Detroit's really good at home. They've dominated good teams at home this year. They beat the brakes off of New England at home. They dusted a couple of good teams at home this year. So yeah, watch out, LA.
Watch out for Damon Harrison. Averaging better than 5 tackles a game. Next game up, the Arizona Cardinals are traveling to the land of cheese to play Green Bay. Green Bay is 4-6-1. Cardinals are 2-9. There's not really Josh Rosen. Anyway, the spread on this one, holy crap, did it really go up that high? Oh, it's still the same. -13.5 for Green Bay.
-13.5.
I think that's a 2-possession game. I think the way Green Bay's played the last couple weeks, I think that's actually a little high, even though they're at home.
That's very high. I mean, listen, Green Bay is not a great team. They are Aaron Rodgers or bust, point blank. And for you to give 2 touchdowns, well, Green Bay is at home and Arizona's a warm weather team. So that's another thing they're looking at. It's getting a little colder, but 2 touchdowns?
Yeah. Is it going to be snowing hey, Google, is it snowing at Lambeau Field?
Yes, it's currently snowing in Lambeau Field.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's why, because Arizona's in the desert. They don't know what snow looks like. Well, not the snow that's happening in Wisconsin today. They are a little close to the border, and so they might know what some kind of snow looks like. My pick on this one is Green Bay. I don't see Arizona pulling it out. I don't see 13.5, but hey, it's snowing. It could happen.
Yeah, I agree with that. So yeah, I don't think Arizona will win, but 13.5 is huge. But if it's snowing, it might, hell, they might get really blown out, but it's not going to be a whole bunch of scoring when it's freezing anyway.
No. And Sean's pick is Green Bay.
All right. what we got next?
That's it for our 1 o'clock games. The next game is our first. We got 2 4:05 games today. The first one is the New York Jets traveling to Tennessee. This was another spread that I was like, good gracious. I don't know if I really see it, but I could be wrong. Titans are minus 9.5 at home. Mariota's playing. Jets are on a 5-game losing streak, if I'm not mistaken. They've lost the last 5. Is that right?
Yep.
Jets have been starting backup Josh McCown instead of Sam Darnold. Yeah, not too much else that I need to say about this game. My pick's going to be Tennessee at home. I still think the 9.5 is a little large of a spread for Tennessee. They've not really been playing that great this year, but I mean, they did have blowout losses against the Colts and Texans. So, but anyway, Tennessee at home. That's my pick. And Sean's taking Tennessee as well. I think Sean just went with who's at home or who's the better team. Gerald, what you got?
Well, for once he did, because Sean usually doesn't have logic with his picks. Him and Morgan are the fun bunch. This week is kind of boring because a lot of the games we're seeing the same. I mean, it's just there's nothing in me that makes me want to pick the Jets at all. I don't care who was quarterbacking. They're on the road. They haven't been consistent. They got a couple of good injuries. Well, injuries aren't good. Let me correct that. Good players injured. And Todd Bowles is he's on the hot seat. He might not be there next year. So I got to go Tennessee.
All right. Next 4:05 game is the Kansas City Chiefs with the kid traveling to Oakland, who I think is just riding it out until they move to Las Vegas. Chiefs are Oakland is plus 14 on this one. That's not really that big of a surprise the way that Kansas City has played. Without Kareem Hunt anymore, he was let go for kicking and beating a woman. That was a very entertaining story to break out the last few days.
We will talk off the air.
That was a very entertaining story. We knew there was a video. The police knew there was a video. They didn't watch the video. It was just a misdemeanor until the video arose on social media, and now all of a sudden the kid's fired.
Man, look. We'll talk off the air.
That's all crazy. Anyway, let's so my pick on this one's no way can I pick Oakland, even though they're at home. KC. And I'm pretty sure Sean's big pick on this one was KC, if I'm not mistaken, as to what I saw. Yep, KC for Sean.
I'm still going KC, even minus Kareem Hunt, but 14 might be large without him. He's a big part of what they do.
That is true. And so our next game is our first 4:25 game. Kirk Cousins. You like that? And crew are going to New England and Foxborough to go play this Patriots, the Saints. Patriots are -5 on this one. As far as I know, pretty much everybody that counts, at least in New England's part, is
the Patriots are healthy. This is the first time they've had their full tilt all season.
And Patriots at home. Vikings are 6-4-1. The Patriots are 8-3. Hey Google, what's the weather at Gillette Stadium?
Gillette Stadium is 49 and cloudy. Today, there'll be showers with a forecasted high of 56 and a low of 47.
Showers. It's going to be raining on both of them. This is one of those games where I picked New England and Minnesota wins. I picked Minnesota and New England does win. I'm gonna go against what I originally had, which was the Patriots at home. I'm gonna take Minnesota on this one. When it's raining, especially cold rain, which it does in Foxborough, it's anybody's game. I don't care who's healthy. Sean's pick is New England. And I'm pretty sure I can tell you who Gerald's getting ready to pick.
You are correct. I think it's New England.
Oh, I was going to say Minnesota because your boy Kirk Cousins.
I don't trust the rain, man. That made it worse because at first I was leaning towards Minnesota as them really fighting for their playoff lives, technically.
Yep.
But in the rain, the first time Gronk and Edelman and Sony Michel are all on the field at the same time. They know the turf better than Minnesota does, so they know where the bad spots are. So they might fall a little less. I got to go New England.
All right. Next game up is our last 4 o'clock game. San Francisco's traveling up to Seattle to go play Stupid Wilson and the rest of them. I'm only saying that because we lost to Seattle. Sherman's been released from Seattle March 9th. That's no big thing. Seahawks are 6-5, the same as the Panthers. 49ers are 2-9, same as the Cardinals. I don't think there's really the Wilson and company have started doing a lot better from the beginning of the season. Wilson's actually come back to be Wilson, even though he's stupid. I don't have anything else to say about this, but I am taking Seattle just because I don't see San Francisco. I don't know why when your quarterback goes out, the rest of the team can't do things like play football, but apparently Garoppolo was the glue. Sean's pick was Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my God, no. He's picked San Francisco.
Okay, there's one of Sean's Hail Marys. Okay. And with that being said, Seattle. It's I can't even name 5 players on San Francisco right now. I can't. And I am very into football. I know Richard Sherman's there. Garoppolo's injured. And once you go beyond that, I have nothing for you. So, no.
Yeah, Beathard's quarterbacking. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, wait. Alfred Morris, I think he's playing running back.
Who?
So I got 3.
Yeah, Morris is
the Redskins old running back, Alfred Morris.
Yep, he is.
Yeah, so that's 3. I got 3 of them.
You got 3, and you're still taking the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, yeah. I can't name anybody on San Francisco. No, I can't. No. Seattle.
All right, next game, Sunday night. This is actually going to be, I think, the game of the week. Well, actually, I think there's 2 games of the week, which kind of goes against saying it's a game of the week, but it happens to be our Sunday and Monday night games. So for Sunday, we've got too many damn children and getting ready to lose his house because he can't pay his mortgage. Phillip Rivers and the Chargers traveling to Pittsburgh to go pay Roethlisberger and crew. The spread is Pittsburgh -3. And I really hope this is a good game. I hope it's not a.
If it's cold, man, it's just something about those warm weather teams, man. When it gets freezing, Like it's cold here right now, and it does something to them. I mean, it's their bodies aren't used to it. That's all. You gotta take that. I always take that into account anyway.
The Steelers.
If this was in LA, different game.
Yeah, Roethlisberger, he doesn't travel well sometimes, especially all the way out west. But it is to note that the Steelers have a 14-1 record against the Chargers at home. Most of the games were played a long time ago, however, and the one Chargers win at Pittsburgh came in their most recent visit back in 2012. So that all amounts to absolutely nothing. It was just something for me to read to you. I don't even know if Phillip Rivers was out of grade school at that time. So I think Roethlisberger was flipping pizzas. My pick on this one's Pittsburgh.
You're not going Philly Riv?
No, I am not going Philly Riv. I am not a Rivs fan. Sean's pick on this one, however, he is a Rivs fan. He is going with the Chargers. I can pretty much guess that Morgan will be going with the Chargers. It's all down to you, Gerald.
Pittsburgh at home, cold weather, East Coast, too much traveling. Got to go Pittsburgh.
And then the final game of the week, game 15, 16, whatever.
No. Morgan. Oh, no.
Do what?
Morgan picked Pittsburgh.
Did he? Oh, he must have texted you the his picks directly, so I don't have those.
Yeah.
But the Ona is probably not for that. It's probably for something else that's coming out, because the next game is the Monday night game where the Washington Redskins are traveling to the land of cheesesteaks to go play the Philadelphia Eagles, who are coming off that big-ass win from last week. Not only a win, a comeback, but that's what made it a big-ass. Anyway, Philly is -6 against the Skins. Let's see if there's something interesting I can find about this one. Let's see. We got Wentz and we got McCoy. That's nothing interesting. Peterson, I believe, is healthy. He's playing on the Skins. I think it's going to be a closer game than 6. I think it's going to come down to a field goal, which will probably tick off a whole bunch of Skins people. But I do still see the Skins losing this one. I'm taking Philly. Sean took Philly. I'm assuming that Morgan took Washington to tick off Gerald.
He did.
That all comes down to, by the way, Gerald is a Skins fan.
And I'm going Washington. Honestly, we've played our way in most games. Most of the games we've been right there, and I'm hoping McCoy is better. It's his second start in 4 years. I was completely paranoid when he went in there, and everybody was, his offense is going to be more open. Yeah, it's more open, all right. He's going to turn it over more.
That's right.
But he'll get you more passing yards because he's going to take a whole bunch of chances.
Washington is 5-2 in the last 7 meetings, and Philadelphia is traveling back to the Skins in week 17. So this is the first of 2 to meet up.
Yep, this is the first meet this year. I'm still going with the Skins. This is really a pick'em game. I mean, if McCoy gets in a rhythm, because we're getting a couple of people back too. We're getting Jameson Crowder comes back, and I think the rookie that we got, Cam Jordan, is back. I'm not sure. He may be back. He's still hurt too. We have a lot of injuries. But I'm still going to go with Washington. If we can get our line back, I'd be really confident. No, I wouldn't, because Colt McCoy's quarterback. Let me not lie on record.
Yep, really hurts since Alex Smith. If Alex Smith was QBing on this one, I would actually probably be going with Washington. But Broken Lake.
Okay. So let me give you the picks. So you can have them too.
Let's see. My spread pick for this week. We do this for fun. Take a game with the spread pick. Gosh, I don't know which one to take.
These spreads are jacked up this week, man.
They are. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Minnesota-New England game and that -5. That's going to be my spread pick. So I'm taking Minnesota for the win, but I'm also taking it as my spread pick. That being said, look at that, Gerald. We've come to yet another end. And It's 1:01, which means the games are starting.
Yep. Let's get off of here. Let me let's end this recording and I'll say something to you. I'll give you the update real quick. Baltimore and Atlanta, of course, you know Morgan winning. Chicago, New York. You went Chicago.
Crap, we should all change to New York.
Carolina, Tampa Bay. Let's see if he jinxed you too. He did. Carolina. Indianapolis and Jacksonville. He went Jags.
Good.
Yes. Buffalo, Miami. Let's see if he's riding the wave.
Did he ride the wave?
Let's see. Yes, he did. Dang it.
So the entertainment this week, we'll be watching Gerald and Morgan on the same surfboard riding the wave.
Houston
as it crashes.
Houston. Denver, Cincinnati. He went Cincinnati. I don't think he knows Dalton's hurt. Morgan never knows this stuff, so I'm not going to tell him. It's too late.
Game's already started. Picks are in.
Rams and Detroit. He went to Rams. No Jim Bob. Green Bay. I'm quite sure he took the Packers. Yep. The Jets in Tennessee. KC in Oakland. KC. Minnesota, New England. New England. San Francisco, Seattle. Chargers in Pittsburgh. He went Pittsburgh. No Philly Riv. And we're caught up.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. If you tuned in, I think we lost a viewer, so we're down from 0 to -1. We'll be back next week. Maybe we should start coming on after the games on Tuesday or Wednesday and talking about how bad everybody played. We could join all the other broadcasts out there that they're doing that. Anyway, I'm David Vaughan. This is Gerald DeBow over there, right there. And we'll see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time, same. Anyway, we'll see you then. Bye.